Okay, we're in the garage. This is the garage east wall. This is our water heater. Been outside and I can see where the pressure relief valve drain discharges to. I can see that, and that's okay. And I can see the exterior thimble and draft hood for the water heater, and that's okay. We don't have any problems with the water heater that I can identify today on the other side of the wall. We've got a tankless water heater right here, and it's off, you'll notice. Well, it's off for a reason. Because the water's off, and I'm not going to turn the water on. You know, a plumber needs to turn that on. Things are turned off for a reason. So what can we ascertain about this water heater in the meantime? Okay, well, let's just start with our gas piping. Our gas piping comes in here, and see this red tape right here? Okay, that means that this red tape has not been removed. Duh. This is where the plumber installs a manometer, if he's got one, and if he does have one, it's probably dusty underneath the truck and hasn't used for years because he just bolts it up. Can you bolt this up and it runs? You can bolt it up and it will run. But you're going to get better gas mileage, more efficiency, more hot water, whatever it is, if you know for certain that this is adjusted right. Was it adjusted in the factory? Probably preset, like spark plugs, those kinds of things. But you redo them yourself. If you read the instruction manual, they'll say that's what you're supposed to do. That's what they'll say. Okay. Coming on along here, coming on up. This is our exhaust. This is a high efficiency, okay, low energy water heater, and we make condensate. And this is the port for the condensate drain line, acidic condensation. And this goes outside. It goes through a loop. The loop has an air gap in it, and it goes outside. And maybe, depending on how you feel about the environment around your home, you may also want to put a neutralizing filter on that. But at a bare minimum, you need a condensate line that has a gap and a loop in it. All right? Without that, where do you think the condensate goes? Acidic condensation gets back down inside the unit, corrodes this, your heat exchanger, lasts about 5 years. You want a 5-year unit? Just leave it like it is. You know? Some people pay extra for that. Coming along here, here's our pressure relief valve. And I don't usually test these if I can't find where all the drain line goes to, and I happen to know that. I don't usually test them if it's older, but this is new construction. So we just come over here and we go like, I don't hear any water coming out of it. You know what? It might have failed because this is off. There might not be any water to come out of it. We're going to have to revisit this. This pipe right here, your pressure relief valve drain pipe, is supposed to discharge through an air gap in the same room as the water heater. And it doesn't. It goes straight outside. And then, okay, some tankless water heaters require safety pans and some do not. And we don't have a safety pan here. It may not be required, but if you had an air gap in this drain line like you're supposed to, you could use the safety pan to facilitate putting an air gap. Got a safety pan, extra caution, goes to the outside. Safety pans don't cost a lot. Doesn't cost a lot to do it right. Doesn't cost a lot to do it right. That's my motto. It does not cost a lot to do it right. Also, and this might be a little bit of a judgment call. I don't know what kind of pushback you're going to hear from this, but water heaters, tankless or not, they're supposed to be protected from vehicular damage. They should have a baluster right there. I'll call it a baluster. Yes, it's supposed to have a baluster right here. I might have a different name on the inspection report. Old man speaking here. So then we're coming on along. But other than that, what do we learn? We don't have a baluster. We do not have an air gap. We don't have a safety pan if we have an air gap. Gas has not been dialed in. We haven't dealt with our condensation drain. I'm not seeing a Karen East manual. I'm not seeing one. Had to look one up online. Okay? Now, pro tip. 5-year water heater, 15-year water heater. What do you want? Okay, we come up underneath here. This little black thing right here, that's a screen. It gets cleaned out once a year. Okay? You isolate the valves. I'm not sure exactly how we do that because these valves right here, I think it takes a wrench to keep fools from doing it. You might want to get a plumber to do it. If you go on YouTube, they'll show you how to isolate the valves, and then you blow out the screen, clean out the screen, put it back. Excuse me. Clean out the screen, put it back. You hook the hoses up to this, blows it through, cleans the screen, All right, it's pretty easy to do. A plumber shouldn't charge you very much if that's the way you'd rather do it. So that's a pro tip. 5 years, forget about this. If you want to get closer to 15, you might want to service this.